Hi friends, it's Queen Alita. I'm back today with a message from the Lord based on the dream that I had on May 29th, so about 2 days ago. And I just want to welcome you back to the channel. And of course, if you're new, welcome. Just a quick disclaimer, especially if you're new. It's important to note that not every message that I share here is meant for you. If you believe it's meant for you, if it resonates in your spirit, and you want to run with it, just make sure you take it back to the Lord to confirm that He is speaking to you in this time regarding this word, okay? Sometimes we get excited and we think we're in a certain season and we just aren't quite there yet, or, God is taking us a different path. So it's really important that if He hasn't been speaking to you about this very thing, that you just get confirmation from Him. It's important that you have a relationship with Him, that you're able to hear His voice for yourself. And I know that for some of you this is going to be confirmation, but if you have any questions at all, you want to understand more, you want to know exactly any specifics that God may be wanting to communicate to you, go back to Him as well, ask Him those questions and get that clarity from Him, because I only know a little bit of the story. I don't have the full picture. So without much more delay, I think this is going to be a quick word. I've been having some very, very, very busy days lately, and finding that I'm just really struggling to find time to record these messages. But, even in my tiredness, I just feel, not to drop the ball with regards to these, because I know that somebody needs to hear the message. And I don't want to be the cause or the reason that you don't get to hear the message. So please bear with me if I sound weird. I'm just extremely tired. So the dream I had on the 29th of May, like I said, and in the dream I was driving my car, and I was driving into, I think it was a shopping center. The place looked familiar to me. It was like a place that I've been to before. And then as I drove in, I realized that I shouldn't be there. I changed my mind, or for some reason I had to make a U-turn. So I make the U-turn, but in the process of making that U-turn, I make a grave error and crash the car, like on the side, the back left side. And while I'm still experiencing this, or getting over the shock, I'm suddenly shifted in the dream. So my perspective shifts. I had been doing the driving of the car. I crashed the car and everything. But the moments right after I crashed the car, I suddenly was watching the scene. I wasn't participating in the scene anymore. And as I'm observing the scene, I can see a woman come out of nowhere. I'm assuming she's there to help me, because she comes with such authority. She is dressed in dark clothes, form-fitting clothes, tights and very militant type of boots. She just seems pretty confident and put together, right? And like I said, dressed in those dark clothes, and she, with her two hands, she kind of pulls the car out of the position it was in, because it had just kind of crashed. So she kind of pulled it as if she was going to straighten it so that I could drive off, because the car was still drivable. But then just when I think, wow, she's really helping me, I noticed that she picks the car up with her hand. Okay, it's like there was a handle right at the back of the car, and she flings it, she literally throws the car with me in it. And again, I'm watching this now. I'm no longer participating, and it just goes flying into some other parking lot somewhere else. And I look to see where it landed, and I don't necessarily see the car anymore, but I see myself kind of crawling in a bit of pain. And then I get up, but still kind of trying to get my bearings. And then some people walk past me. So they block my view of myself for a second, like normal when people walk past you. And immediately I saw that I'd vanished. I wasn't there anymore. And I immediately woke up from that dream after I vanished like that. And this is a warning dream. I think that's the key thing here to put out there before I say anything more. This is a warning dream, and I believe that there's something that the enemy is planning, some attack from Satan, and the Lord wants you to pray. He wants you to pray and kind of fortify yourself in the spirit, right? And here's the situation, okay? There is somebody who is maybe supposed to or is seemingly helping you, but this person isn't who you think they are. They're going to try and get rid of you the first chance that they get. So the sense I get with this person is that, in the dream, she seemed familiar. She seemed like somebody that I thought was going to help, and I didn't, as she started to do what she was doing with the car, I wasn't wondering what is she going to do. I was almost like breathing a sigh of relief. So this person is familiar to you. It doesn't feel like, I actually don't know how close they would be to you. This is something that you would have to pray and ask the Lord about. But they're going to try and get rid of you the first chance that they get. And the enemy is using this person to do these things, obviously. And it's the whole situation with me first being in the car, experiencing the accident, and then suddenly going into a different perspective, shifting into a perspective of actually watching things happen. What I believe the Lord put in my spirit about that is that, it's inevitable that we will make mistakes, that we will slip up, that we will, calculate a move, and this doesn't necessarily have to do with driving. A car in dreams most of the time has to do with ministry or an aspect of your life. So a car could represent something that you're doing in church as a ministry. It could represent your marriage. It could represent your school career. It could represent any aspect of your life. You just have to pay attention to what else is happening in the dream, which will give you the clues, or ask the Lord if it's not that clear, right? So there's some aspect of your life that that is going to be that you're going to slip up in, like we always do. We make mistakes with people, and someone is going to grab that opportunity when they see you slip up, when they see you make a mistake. Let me not put it that way. Let me say this is the plan of the enemy. The fact that I was now observing shows that this is not something that is guaranteed to happen. This is God giving us insight into the enemy's plan, saying that, you have to watch yourself, watch who's around you, be sober and vigilant, okay? Because if you are too trusting, if you think that everybody who is around you is for you, you are very sadly mistaken. Because at any slip up, the plan is to take you out of the equation. And that could be in whatever form. I can't think right now. Like I said, I'm really tired. But the key here is that things will happen so swiftly that you won't even get a chance to explain to this person or these people. It could be a group of people. They will try and deny you the courtesy or the space to speak or explain yourself. I didn't have an opportunity in that dream. She just grabbed that car and flung it, and obviously it caused pain. I was kind of limping, and then all of a sudden I vanished. So they're just trying to take you out of the picture. They're trying to get you to stop doing what you're doing, you and your whole ministry. It's like they grabbed the whole car and everything. So this is God is giving us insight into something that the enemy is planning. This does not have to take place. This is something that God would like you to pray against, to come against this thing. And I believe that He will give you your specific strategy, whether He just wants you to pray in tongues, or whether He wants you to fast, or just go into straight up warfare. God is going to give you your specific strategy for this. Unless, of course, if He gives me another dream with that strategy, just pray and ask Him how He wants you to deal with this, okay? Because the fact of the matter is that we do have an accuser. It's like this person is accusing you and not giving you an opportunity or the courtesy or the space to explain yourself, to speak, to kind of, say why the slip up happened or whatever. They're just literally, it's like, guilty with, wait, what's the term? Okay, let's just leave that. My brain's not working very quick today. So another key thing is that this is about an accusation. There is an accuser who is obviously Satan himself, but he's going to manifest through certain people in your life, okay? And they're going to be very unfair about it if you do not pray against this, all right? So be very, very, very watchful and mindful as you are. I mean, I'm getting a sense right now that it has to do with being. So I drove into this shopping center and I suddenly just knew that I shouldn't be there. So it's almost like getting involved in things you don't need to get involved in, or what's coming really strongly, and I've been kind of pushing it back because it doesn't make sense to me with the dream, but it keeps coming to my spirit, is being careful who you're sharing information with, okay? Because that is almost like walking into a trap, walking into something that you shouldn't be walking into, which will cause, it'll almost have like this domino effect of some kind of slip up, and then this person or whoever it is, these people, immediately using that against you, accusing you without even giving you a chance, okay? So I hope that was clear. The scripture that the Lord gave me is 1 Peter 5 verse 8, and it reads as follows: curb every passion and be on the alert. I know that some other versions say be sober and be vigilant, right? So this one says curb every passion and be on the alert. Your great accuser, the devil, is going about like a roaring lion to see who he can devour. This scripture is spot on, because that woman came out of nowhere. It's like she was waiting for this opportunity to strike. So there are people, or there's someone who is waiting for an opportunity to strike. So make sure that you are prayed up, pray against this attack, and make sure that you doing what you're supposed to be doing. You are where you're supposed to be, and not coming up with your own ideas, because obviously I was not supposed to be there in the dream. Okay, so that is the word for today. I pray that it's blessed whoever it is for. I will see you in the next video. Always remember that God is a good Father. He loves you so much because you, my friends, are so deeply special to Him.